Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Miralem Pjanic, as it has been reported that the Barcelona staff are pleasantly surprised with the midfielder's tactical understanding. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barcelona tried to bribe a UEFA official back in 2020 to punish Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, this was during the era of Jose Maria Bartomeu. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give the video a like and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. Miralem Pjanic's case at Barcelona has been a peculiar one. The Bosnian came to the Catalan club from Juventus after a very successful career with the Bianconeri, talking about Juventus. However, the player has yet failed to impress at Barca. Per Fernando Polo, Xavi believes that the player is still at the top of his game regarding technique and tactical soundness under pressure, and believe the player could be a good profile to have in the team. However, their only concern remains the Bosnian physical fitness, as the player is moving towards the end of his career and has lost his physical abilities, becoming slower and heavier than during his prime at Juventus. His move to Barcelona was very surprising to everybody and suspicious, as the two parties proceeded with a straight swap between veteran and Barca midfielder Artur Melo. The transfer involved no cash between those two clubs. The move saw a lot of furious calls. Callers who protested the move, as Artur was a promising young talent, while Pjanic was a 30-year-old who had started deteriorating physically. The Bosnian eventually failed to impress at Camp Nou and failed to break into the first team. After a failed first season in Blaugrana, the club decided to move Pjanic on loan to Besiktas in Turkey. The midfielder had an average season with the club and is now back training with Barcelona, as Xavi feels the player can fill in as Sergio Busquets' backup. The coaching staff believe the player can be a good profile to have amidst the increase in youth at the center of midfield. It has seen by all that Pjanic still possesses that same smooth technical abilities to recycle possession while being able to progress the ball. There even seems to be no issues regarding the player's financials, as the midfielder has already been reported as ready to take a pay cut in order to play with Barca for this season. Pjanic's case has just been funny for me, right? Nobody saw this coming, because many reports these past few days have been talking about how manager Xavi is so impressed, like the way Pjanic understands his ways, the way Pjanic understands his methods is just so incredible, very incredible. Of course, Pjanic, there's no secret that Pjanic is a very good midfielder. Despite that, his time these past few years have been disastrous. Even in Besiktas, he has not really done well according to reports. But it came as a surprise to many coolers out there that Xavi really likes the player. And definitely when Xavi resumed pre-season training, right, before leaving to the United States though, Pjanic was one of those players that many people speculated that he would not even go along with Xavi and the rest of the squad. But it surprised everyone that he followed Xavi, because we were getting reports back in Spain in training that Xavi enjoyed the understanding of Pjanic in tactics and everything like that. And Pjanic, behold, followed the whole team to the United States, so it was an incredible moment. So it is a drastic turn of events for Miralem Pjanic, right? Very drastic. And he has been so happy to the extent of already telling Barcelona that he will be ready, so much ready to take a pay cut just to stay and play for Barcelona this season. He does not want to leave. So let's see how far Barca consider that request for Pjanic, if actually they need him. But Xavi might likely need him, because going by this report, Xavi's coaching staff are so impressed. They are pleased. They are surprised, pleasantly surprised, that's a statement, with the midfielder's tactical understanding. That's very important. So normally Pjanic is a defensive midfielder by trade. Sergio Busquets, who have been there playing that number 6 role for a long time, since 2008, nobody have been able to shake Busquets, right? It's funny up to now, and Xavi plans to keep Busquets as the main number 6. So it has been reported that Xavi now is contemplating of playing Pjanic as a backup, direct backup for Sergio Busquets. Who saw this coming? How fortunes, how things just change for Pjanic, right? So it's gonna be so important to see how Pjanic perform under Xavi, because all this while we've been talking about in training sessions, the player is understanding this, understanding that, this and that. But let's see how he will perform when it matters. So, but normally Xavi is an intelligent man. Xavi is a tactician. He knows what he wants. He knows what it means for a player to play according to his plans. Definitely there's something that, Pjanic possesses that Xavi really likes a lot about him. So it's going to be interesting to see how Xavi will rotate him and Sergio Busquets in that midfield, that defensive midfield role this upcoming season. Then on to the next story of discussion. In a massive revelation made by the Financial Times journalist Simon Cooper, it's been revealed that a Barcelona official, there's no name given, he tried to bribe a UEFA counterpart in an attempt to ease financial fair play rules in favor of the Blaugrana. As relayed by Cooper's recent book, he says that the UEFA official had a dinner meeting with a Barcelona representative back in February 2020, where the topic of financial fair play was brought up by the latter. He mentioned that the club feels the rules are relatively lenient, but when it comes to the likes of Man City and Paris Saint-Germain, all this puts Barcelona in a difficult financial position to compete with the aforementioned clubs. An excerpt from Cooper's book read, eventually the Barca official asks, is there anyone in your financial fair play department we could pay? The UEFA official understood that his counterpart was trying to find somebody to bribe. So upon approaching UEFA over the allegations, it simply said that they are unaware of any such meeting or request. Barca meanwhile are yet to respond to the Athletics contact. This meeting dates back to Josep Maria Bartomeu's regime as Barca president, during which the club, was involved in a bucket load of suspicious activity, including and not limited to money laundering through transfers. His tactics to extend and bump players' contracts during his final weeks as president have also hit the club poorly, as they have largely failed to comply to La Liga's salary cap rule. Even this year, with the new season about to start, they are yet to finalize registration of new signings, including Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha. In case of Rafinha, it's already covered how complicated the entire process was to sign him in the first place. Upon approaching Leeds United, Barcelona knew registering the Brazilian would not be feasible, so they asked the Premier League side to wait until January and receive the cash then. Leeds decided to opt against the option presented by the club, hence included a €10 million penalty if Barca failed to make the payments on decided deadlines. There have been several such events within Barcelona management that simply goes beyond the ethics, but one needs to wait to see where and how all these culminate. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. I mean, I'm surprised to see such a report, but it's too bad. Why is Barcelona making their image deteriorate? Under Bartomeu, it's not secret how bad and rotten some of these things, like the club were doing things out there, So it's still to be confirmed how true these allegations of a former Barca staff trying to convince UEFA staff or UEFA worker to bribe them for financial fair play. What is there that we have not heard about Bartomeu's regime? All kind of bad and nonsense things. It's terrible. It's too bad. But let's see how it goes. And also a recent report about the Rafinha deal when it comes with negotiations with Leeds United. Just so disgraceful to me. You can't be going and say you want to pay till... normally for me, Leeds had every right to tell Barca to pay their money on the respective deadline, because it was arranged in instrumental payments, something that Barca need to respect, or else they take a 10 million penalty, So let's see. I think the image of Barcelona is not the image of the past. Things are just happening sometimes that I kind of wonder, where is this club going to? It's terrible. It's terrible. My prayer also is, I hope Barcelona buying all these players, they should be able to register all of them and try to make some players happy, even if they are departing. Talking about Memphis Depay and Frankie de Jong, because the way I'm seeing things, it seems as though it's going to be a bitter ending between Barca and those players. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.